Thanks for taking the time. Could you just, before we start, say your first and last name and spell it for me?
Yeah, it would be Steve Greecher. That would be Greecher.
All right, so I kind of just want to get started with, we saw on your website you guys have a girls flag football league. Could you tell me some of the backstory about it, how it got started, when was the first year of it, what kind of age groups do you guys have, how long has the league been going for?
Well, you're looking at it. This coming spring is going to be the first time that we've offered a girls-specific flag football league. We've been running a co-ed league for the last several years. I've been running it for the last 4 winters, which is usually our busiest season, obviously being an indoor sports facility. But this is the first time we're going to be offering a girls-specific flag football league. The age groups that we're going to be offering are 3rd to 5th grade, as well as 6th to 8th grade. It's a little broad reaching because we're trying to kind of cast a wider net and to build the program up. But in the first few years of our co-ed league, we had done just kindergarten to 2nd grade and then 3rd to 5th, where then a few years in, we actually split the age groups up to K to 2, 3rd to 4th grade, and then 5th to 6th, as it had gained popularity and become a much larger program so that we could condense the age groups, which tends to lead to very, very exciting games when the range of ages shifts down a little bit.
You talked about the co-record league that you guys did originally. Were you guys seeing more applicants from girls, and then you decided, oh, we have enough here to make their own league?
We have a steady amount of girls. It's not a lot, but I think a lot of, if you really just look at the writing on the wall and see how things are nationally as far as the culture and where football and the NFL particularly is going as far as flag, and obviously trying to, incorporate, girls, females in flag is their big hashtag right now. Just to kind of make sure that they're realizing the opportunities that they're going to have to participate in the sport as well.
So you've seen on your end, you're talking about the flag and from the national standpoint, but from just here in your facility, have you seen a growth in girls flag football? Do the girls come and they seem more excited about playing, like stuff like that?
It's honestly, I think that we wind up with a steady amount of girls. It's not a growth necessarily, but because the state of Pennsylvania is going to be offering it as a PIAA sport within the coming year, we think because we have the infrastructure built, because we already have the league established, we have the space, particularly in the spring and the fall, to fit a league into our schedule. It's something that we're very interested in, and it's exciting. It's obviously new programs. Anytime that you run something that's new in the community, it's going to be a risk, and you're going to retool things a little bit. However, I mean, if you take a look around, it was a risk to step up and build a facility like this. So it's very exciting, and I'm really pumped about the opportunity to be offering a new sport.
So tell me about some of the rules. This is just for my personal, because I played flag football growing up. Are the girls' rules different than the guys' rules? Do you guys have, is it like 6 points for a touchdown? Do you guys count by one? 2 halves? How many halves? What's the rules?
Yeah, so we play 6 on 6, and the games are 2 20-minute halves. It's a running clock. Coaches get 2 timeouts per game. If they would like to use both of their timeouts, at the very end of the game, if they want to use one in the first half and one in the second half, if they're planning to use both their timeouts on the first drive if they have to, they could do that as well. But they'll also score it the same way that you would score a normal football game. 6 points for a touchdown. We put cones out that mark the 5 and the 10-yard line. So if you go for a 1-point conversion, it's a 5-yard pass-only play. And if they go for a 2-point conversion, it's a 10-yard try, but they can throw or run for the conversion, and they would get 2 points.
That's kind of similar to what Penn State does, like in early. They do like 1 point, like a 2 point is like further out, and then 3 is further out. So earlier you mentioned the PIAA adding girls flag football. My high school, I'm from a little outside of Philadelphia, they offer it. They're District 1. I think State High is District 7 or District
6.
District 6. They currently do not have it. Do you think that they will be adding it and implicating it in the future, or any of the surrounding high schools?
I would hope so. I don't have any insight into that, but obviously if it does continue this upward trajectory that the sport has, that would be big in this area, I would think, because this is a football crazed community given the world-class university and football program that we're neighbor to. And just the fact that we've had the program established for a long time, and we have such a solid database of male and female program participants, that it's something that we can successfully run here.
And and you talk about that upward trajectory, how do you see girls flag football turning out here in this facility over the next 5 years?
Well, I'd like it to be something that we can incorporate into our regular annual calendar. If we run something in the spring or the fall, and see if we could even find a spot for it in the summertime. So we're going to run summer camps for flag football, and I think that we've already had a few young ladies sign up for our football-specific summer camps, in addition to all the other sports camps that we run through the summertime. But I think that it's really going to be something that we're going to run a season of. I'd like to take stock of what had gone well and what I think I'd like to change. There could obviously be ways that we could tweak the rules. Like for instance, for the difference between the kindergarten to second grade and the third to fourth grade in the current co-ed league that we run right now, the kindergarten league gets to run 4 plays before they can get a first down to midfield, and third to fourth and fifth to sixth they get 3 plays. Now I could watch a few games or even a season's worth of girls flag football and see where I would maybe make minor changes to the rules just to kind of accommodate and make sure that it's the best product that we can put out there.
Yeah, and finally, just to kind of wrap up here, we've talked a lot about girls flag. I see this big facility you guys got here. Tell me a little bit about some of the other programs and stuff you guys offer here, like what other sports you guys got going on. So you got pickleball, a bunch of basketball courts.
Well, what I like to say is that when you have an indoor sports complex, it is every season, all the time. You know, you could play basketball, you could play volleyball. Obviously with the turf field, we talked about football, but we do a lot of soccer. One of the other main programs that I supervise is Little Kickers Soccer, which is our in-house child development program that uses soccer more as a vehicle to teach kids about spatial awareness, balance, fun, incorporated, imaginative play, being with other kids, concepts of sharing, and being, you know, taking the experience and just trying to make it a positive thing for young children so that they can learn how to handle different challenges. We obviously run a very, very large summer camp throughout the entirety of the summer, whether it's, you know, any activity from jumping in our bounce house, playing dodgeball. We play dodgeball here every single day. We do water balloons, we take field trips. We have a lot of really neat activities, but it's exciting because of, you know, given, you know, things like female flag that come up and we have the space and we have the ability to offer something like that, we try to maintain an open mind as far as different things that we can try, different ways that we can utilize our facility to meet the needs of the community, and, you know, make sure that we're reaching as wide of an audience and having as large of an impact as we're able to.
And then real quick, as you talked about the summer camps, do you ever partner with like the student athletes at Penn State? Do they ever come down here and like counsel or anything or watch over anything? Or?
We have. We've had interns that are student athletes at Penn State. I actually have an intern this current semester who's a soccer player at Penn State who's a lot of help with different programs that we run. That's something that we need to continue to cultivate if we're going to take the sports camps at our facility where they need to go in the summertime. This is a destination spot, whether it's on our indoor turf or on our outdoor field. You should definitely come to this place to do a sports camp in the summer, and I think that's something that would be vastly more successful with participation from student athletes from Penn State.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time.